Investments, as I am not a financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making trading or investment decisions. Well. Welcome back, everybody, to another Blackfire Technical Analysis. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's beginning of the week is going very well for you. It's going very well for me. Again, I'm just cranking out the studies, still waiting, still learning, still studying, and we got a lot of requests today, so today's stream should be a little longer than usual, which I'm fairly excited about. So without further ado, I think we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Obviously, starting with NASDAQ, some interesting price action on there today. Obviously, meeting the 1 spot 414 Fibonacci extension target as resistance currently. So where is my... There it is. 1 spot 414 Fibonacci extension is playing out as resistance right now. Obviously, not seeing any kind of reversal style formation taking hold. We did get a this Darth Maul candlestick closure here. Darth Maul being a doji style candlestick with or a spinning top candlestick with long wicks going to the upside and to the downside. Just a fun name for it. But the underlying mechanics of it is what we need to focus on here. This is a reversal style candlestick. Obviously, seeing heavy resistance above the 1 spot 414. Again, nothing that's signifying a death sentence here. But if this does decide to play out to the downside, that would not be a shock in my opinion. Obviously, a pullback to the red 10 simple is still very valid, and I do believe we got close enough to that on yesterday's candle closure to confirm that. But to see full price action swing towards that red 10 as a first target to the downside would not be out of the question. We're going to go ahead and mark off the current low right here, this current low structure that we have built up right now. Seeing volatility being crushed the way it is, it wouldn't be out of the question again to see some kind of range starting to play out here as we do see stochastics starting to cool off a little bit more in the aggressive manner, if that makes any sense. We're used to seeing this coiling action, which has been extremely exciting for NASDAQ, obviously being the catalyst, in my opinion, for continuation price action to all these new all-time highs. However, seeing this negative exponential reject in this aggressive of a manner does err on the side of concern from my perspective. Obviously, we have a low to take out before I'm really concerned. However, we can easily see stochastics curl back to the upside and momentum remain deep within the bullish critical zone. Obviously, not seeing a reflection of price action significantly to the downside as a result of that dip, but it's the same principles. The same principles apply for this one from my perspective. A close above the 1 spot 414, and then the Fibonacci extension targets go all the way up to the 2 spot 272, right around $16,800, give or take, maybe $100 or $200. Obviously, that's not a clear and concise target. It's not it's not perfect. It's not going to perfectly match that as a target, in my opinion. It's just a potential target to be aware of if those conditions were to be met for NASDAQ. And quite the opposite. Any close below this low here, that's the main trigger that I'm looking for. Any close below that low will have an obvious change of behavior on a daily time frame, and I would look for my first target to be this prior low here, right around the L21 moving average, or anywhere within this box region here between the top side of this consolidation right around 14,007 and the bottom side of this consolidation right around 14,005. I'm getting notifications. I'm curious as if it's... Oh no, not related to the stream. But yeah, anywhere within this box region for NASDAQ, again, if we get the confirmation that this is a top and we take out this low, that would be my next target to the downside. That would be my first target. But again, seeing a pullback within this region, seeing a little bit of consolidation before a breakout or a breakdown would kind of be my next agenda, if that makes any sense. That's kind of what I'm going to be looking for next for NASDAQ. So that's where I'm going to leave that one. We'll go ahead and move on to SPY futures. Pullback. Yep, pullback, testing that one spot 272 Fibonacci extension target as a support right now. Obviously showing a little bit of weakness, but no top call. This is still a major area of concern for me. The fact that we hit 1, 2, 3 drives on the bottom side of that bullish control zone and rejected to penetrate into the bullish control zone all 3 times here. Obviously, we don't have any more new divergences being printed out just yet. However, it still is a concern from obviously from this point to this point here. We could see divergences start to play out on SPY futures. If that, that's just a condition, something to be aware of. However, we have this higher low printed here. I do like the all-time highs that we're printing. I want to see this hold as support here. And if we fail to hold this as support, I'm going to be looking for targets all the way back down to this region here at about $4,300. That's the prior low, and I really have no other targets to base off of that and look at that. It's perfectly aligned with the yellow 21 moving average here. Obviously, anything below that will be a clear and concise daily change of behavior from my perspective, and I would look for pullbacks all the way in somewhere into this box region, but the first target would be the top side of the prior breakout zone, right around the 4250 region. And over the course of the next few days, we could easily see this moving average here, the green 55, tick closer and closer to that range. Putting more and more weight, more and more validity on it. We do see, a similar historical volatility percentile action here. A lot of contraction right now. Obviously, we're starting to see that moving average curl over, which is a tell that it's not very much a violent market right now. Do we hold this as support? We have to wait. Obviously, we have to wait for the rest of the day. Obviously, we're seeing a little bit of a little bit of indecision at the current moment in time in this market. But if we do hold this support, I would have no reason not to think that the next target would be the 1 spot 414, right around $4,410. That would be a target for maybe the next maybe for the rest of the week. Again, if we hold that region as support, obviously we got the back test and a closure above it. Now we need to see it hold, and we need to see price action react off of it, which would fully solidify this as support. From my perspective, higher than average volume on that pump down, but we did not break that critical level here. So I'm still convinced that this one has a potential to go to the upside. Looking at the stochastics again, same thing as NASDAQ. While it does look a little concerning, I can't be bearish on anything that's deep in the critical zone. Why am I getting notifications? Please shut up. Thank you. Goodness. Oh, it's got to be annoying. But for now, stochastics for ES1, taking a little bit of a dive to the downside. Obviously, that's not indicative of any directional movements, at least until I see some kind of break with a break of the 80 read, the critical zone here for the stochastics. That's going to be your tell. Hey, there is a little bit of a change in behavior here. We're starting to see momentum really swing to the downside, but we don't have that signal on either NASDAQ or SPY futures yet. So I'm not convinced that we're going to be seeing any kind of bearish flip again until those conditions to the downside are met. I think that's where I'm going to leave. SPY futures here, going to Dow Jones. Almost the same thing as SPY futures here. Seeing that nice pullback to test that breakout point as support. That much is confirmed. Close enough is close enough. We didn't get like a full-on touch of that region, but I consider this a second confirmation closure above the breakout point, which isn't, or this is the third actually, 1, 2, 3, which is indicative that this is confirmed as support. I still am looking for extension to the 1 spot 272 Fibonacci extension target, right around 35,200, give or take 10 or 15 bucks, somewhere within that region. Obviously seeing some ebbing and flowing in between, or maybe we just get a power shot to that region. But I'm going to mark it off here. Obviously, this is a point of interest, and this is where I would be looking for more sell-offs upon achieving new all-time highs here. We do see volatility starting to contract a little bit, which is indicative of potential consolidation, but I don't see that much of a range quite yet forming out. Actually, we're just seeing some upside momentum here. Stochastics taking its first cross to the downside. That is a little bit of sign of concern here. Again, still in the critical zone, so I have to remain bullish on an asset that's closing candles above all major moving averages, a momentum oscillator deep in the critical zone for the bullish side, the Bulls still have the ball on the court, in my opinion. So for now, we could see a little bit further of a pullback, just like SPY futures, to fully test that region as support. But I'm still looking for the 1 spot 272 as the next viable target here. Looking at the RSI. Still below the 50 read. What I really want to see, and I think this goes. Let me look. I think this goes for SPY futures too. Are we above the 50? No, we're above the 50 read. So Dow Jones is actually the outlier for this one. RSI is it's above the 50 read. This is what I'm looking at. This level here, new high. I want to see Dow Jones continue onwards and upwards. Obviously, printing new highs. If we get a top call here. Likely we see that bearish divergence play from this point here, this point to this point here, and let's see how that matches up on price action. This point, yeah, that would work. That would be bearish divergence here. That would be a third drive of bearish divergence, and in my opinion, a third drive is kind of the drive that tells you something bigger is likely to be a result to the downside for this asset. But we're holding the level. We could potentially see some consolidation, but the two most important levels that I'm looking at for right now, 34,830. Any closure below there, I'm going to be looking for the red 10 simple as a potential test target. Anything below that, I'm just going to be using basically moving averages and this low here as potential targets to the downside. We're actually going to go ahead and mark this low off right here, as that is very valid. Any pullback below the red 10 simple, this region here could be a very, very, very valid target from my perspective. And quite the opposite, any closure above the 1 spot 272, I'm going to be looking for extension of the 1414. And where does that put us? So 35, let's call it 35,400. Give me 1 second as I take a chug of my water. Excuse me. Yeah, that's the upside target. We have our targets. We have our conditions. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. And that's Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the Dixie. Probably down, right? Probably down. No, holy shit. Wow. First candle closure. This is a surprise. We actually got a change of behavior. This is some funky price action here. Kind of an outlier to what I'm used to seeing here. We got this low call here, printed on the 5th of July, and then we printed a lower low. After printing a higher high, we printed a lower low, and that told me, like, hey, this is pretty critical. This is a pretty significant read that's basically flashing bearish momentum here. But what do we see here? We see slight expansion of volatility with a nice, powerful, nasty pump to the upside. Finally getting a candle closure above that 377 moving average that we've been looking at for quite some time. Stochastics curling back up. Nothing too convincing, to be quite honest with you. I want to see the momentum of this continue to carry to the upside. However, we're seeing a stop point right at the 63 read, right at the bottom side of the bullish control zone here. I do like that signal, and that would be indicative of bullish momentum if we were to see price action continue onwards and upwards as a result. The fact that we closed above that blue 377 here, my next potential target. Obviously, we're going to see pullbacks. Obviously, this is a nasty, powerful move to the upside. Pullbacks are expected as a result, but we're likely to see extension to this target here at 92 spot 93, any daily candle closure above that region, and I'm going to be on very, very, very high alert for potential reversal formations here. The 93 spot 26 region is the very last target that we need to see taken out for me to be convinced that we're going to be in a longer term uptrend bull market for the US dollar. Now, what does that say for cryptocurrencies? Nothing fucking good. Nothing good. I do believe when U.S. dollar is trending down, Bitcoin trends up, and when U.S. dollar trends up, Bitcoin is trending down, and most of the major altcoins following suit. And obviously, we're seeing this trend continuation to the upside. Pretty gnarly stuff here. This is another sign for potential concern here. A fourth rejection of the bullish control zone would not be good in my opinion. But seeing the bulls hold the momentum towards the bullish control zone here is another sign. There's always different views to different sides of the coin here, right? We're seeing multiple rejections, which tells me, one, do the bulls have the power? Are the bulls gonna, have more power to bring this one to the upside? Or two, do the bears not have any more power, and you know, the bulls are just letting off whenever they have a chance to just to allow the bears to lose even more power with any kind of momentous sell-offs. All possibilities to think of, but the most important thing, to pay attention to the technicals. Obviously, a little bit of a pullback below the blue 377, and not out of the question. Maybe even a pullback all the way to the red 10 simple wouldn't be out of the question. But the fact that we got our first confirmed daily candle closure above the blue 377 since here, right here. This is the first time, this is the last time we closed above the blue 377 over a year ago on March 11th, 2020. That is the first time, or that was the last time we saw a daily candle closure force itself above the blue 377. And what did we see as a result? Nice blow off top consolidation, but that actually resulted in this nasty down bear market that we've been seeing for the U.S. dollar. However, this is a very, very, very colossal, momentous point, in my opinion, for this asset. If we are to see any kind of long-term sustainment for a bull market. The blue 377 is the first warning shot fired from my perspective against the bearish market. Unless we see some full-blown reversal, like nasty price action to the downside, I am actually convinced as of now that we likely see more continuation to the upside towards the 92.90 region. Any closure above that region and the prior high that we've been looking at for quite some time is going to be the next target to be aware of here, right around 93.26. Again, if we do see candle closures above that region, then we got some targets up here at 94. 94.1, 94.4 would be the next two targets to the upside. A little bit of hindsight trading that is well and far away from current price action right now, but nice little fake out that we got on this one. I really thought that this one had more downside momentum, especially after popping up and meeting resistance at this horizontal level here, and with the red 10 simple moving average. I really thought there was going to be some more price action to the downside, but you know what? As an analyst, you have to accept that you're wrong all the time. I'm wrong every fucking day. Especially being technically considered a tadpole in day trading here. I'm wrong all the fucking time, and this is just another perfect example of where I was wrong. But having a plan for the other side, just in case you're wrong, is what makes the winners, in my opinion. So. Nice, beautiful move to the upside. Break of that blue 377, again, is the first warning shot fired. The second warning shot fired is going to be this horizontal resistance here at 92.9. And the final warning shot confirmation for long-term reversal, in my opinion, is 93.26. Again, that's from a daily perspective, but I'm pretty sure that lines up very well with the weekly perspective as well. Yeah, this is going to be the major pivot point that I'm going to be looking for on a weekly time frame for long-term reversal. Obviously, it looks a little nastier on the weekly time frame, in my opinion, but this could definitely prove to be a macro cycle low before seeing an impending bull market to the upside. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave Dixie here. We're going to go ahead and move on to Mr. Bitcoin. Finally following through here, got that. It's right on. We got yesterday's candle closure right on the blue 377 here. And something else that I identified is this triangle formation, this descending triangle formation. Obviously, a tell of bearish movements here, and we got the closure below that region yesterday. So downside movements are definitely warranted, and we actually got that follow through nicely, basing off the support at 3150 or 31500. Excuse me. That's, target's been met. The downside target has been met as a result of the break of that triangle formation. I do like that. It's very tradable, but here's what's most important to me. Again, Bitcoin is on its last leg, in my opinion. In this in this red box territory, not good for the bullish perspective, in my opinion. Not fucking good at all. We're seeing volatility start to expand a little bit on that downside movement here. Kind of a little bit of a tell that maybe the downside is going to be the direction of this volatility expansion. What do we see on RSI? Continuation to the downside, taking out this low here, printing new lows on the RSI, forcing that exponential back to a negative posture. Never really fully testing that 50 read, that neutral read here, which tells me what? Bears have control right now, and I don't think that we've seen the full extent of the bears having control of this market here. I do believe that we're actually on the precipice of seeing some nasty price action in the very near future. This is the first first warning shot that I'm looking at. Well, this is the first warning shot that we're looking at. We're actually seeing price action below the blue 377. First warning shot is fired, especially if we see today's candle closure below that region. We get that confirmation. We already got the target met from this triangle formation breaking down, but the target for this blue 377 breaking down is going to be this region here. Could you say that that's been met? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the signal to take. We could definitely see some bounces off this region and basically use this diagonal here as new tentative resistance while we tighten up before a full confirmed breakdown. Apex point being August. We could see this formation come to fruition sometime in August, and that lines up perfectly with the volume profile, or not the volume indicator, and all the other indicators just mainly saying down. So first warning shot currently is under fire. Any closure below the blue 377 is going to confirm that first warning shot. Second warning shot is a daily candle closure below this region here, printing a new low on Bitcoin anywhere below 31,500 is going to be the second bearish warning shot fired, and the last warning shot, in my opinion, to be fired is right around the 30,500 region. Maybe a little bit lower. I might have to adjust that in a little bit, but I'd say 30,450. Any closure below 30,450 bucks, and that is going to be the last warning shot fired, and that is actually going to open up a plethora of positions that I am actually planning on taking for this asset. Again, I'm not bullish right now. To be quite honest with you, I don't feel the bullish perspective. I actually feel really bearish about this right now, especially if we start printing new lows below the 30,450 read in confluence, with stochastics never really fully taking control of bullish control zone, actually re-entering the bearish control zone. RSI, continuing its break to the downside, forcing the exponential to a negative slope. The divergence on the green 55, purple 200 death cross getting greater and greater. And look at this green 55, man. It is shooting straight to the downside right now. There's a lot of evidence pointing to the bearish perspective right now. So if you're planning on making any trades for Bitcoin, again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I do believe that this is the time to be very, 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 very aware of what's going on in the market environment that's being presented to you via the stock market chart, or not the stock market, the technical analysis chart. So again, I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm letting you as the viewers know that this is on my radar. Something big is very, very, very close in my opinion. So be careful. Be careful. Plan accordingly. If you're planning on shorting, I'm going to keep you guys updated on my own positions as soon as I take one. I've been positionless for quite some time right now. I'm really shitty at scalping and really shitty at playing ranges, but I do think I've learned a couple of things from the program that I'm taking about scalping that's given me more confidence to do so. Even so, I'm still not convinced quite yet that I'm ready for that until I see the next move, the next major move, either to the upside or to the downside, and then play the next consolidation range that decides to play out as a result. So I'm down. I'm looking down for this one, you guys. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but I'm trying to be as realistic as humanly possible when it comes to this trading stuff here. I don't want to throw anyone on the wrong side of the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody saying, "But Brian, your stream said this and I did this and blah blah blah." Multiple perspectives. Now, could we see a little bit of a low? Comparing to this low here to here, yeah, we could. But again, the fact that we've seen this triangle structure break down, any pump to the upside, I'm going to be looking at this diagonal to be met with resistance on price action, and at the very least, the top side horizontal here at 34,625 as tentative resistance that will continue to act as resistance until proven otherwise, in my opinion. Closing below all major moving averages would not be a good signal. Obviously, we've seen stabs below the blue 377 before, and those were easily taken out. But we've been riding that 377 for such a long time with a lot of pressure to the downside. That tells me, hey, the bears really are putting downside pressure on this asset for right now. Again, until proven otherwise, the bears are really forcing their hand here and pushing price action to the downside. So again, I do believe we are at a very, very, very critical state. One more thing I want to bring up for Bitcoin here, again, is the VPVR, the volume profile indicator. Looking at the point of control here, let's go ahead and zoom this out. Looking at the point of control here, we're obviously seeing this region act as heavy resistance. This could have been an early indication for price action movements to the downside. We hit the point of control on this low pump back to the upside, and it got rejected. Now, this is the low that I'm looking at here. While it is a high value node, it is not the highest high value node. It is actually one of the least valued nodes to the downside as far as high value nodes are concerned. Any break below that last hope low here, and I do believe the floodgates are going to open. Look at all of these extremely low value nodes, right? The low value nodes tell you that the participation was not as heavy in this, in this parabolic movement to the upside than it was, in this region here. Obviously, seeing the point of control for this price action is right here, and even a little to the upside. We do have higher value nodes here, but they are less significant in comparison to this point of control region here. Seeing any breakdown below that point of control tells me floodgates are likely to open as a result of this movement here. So Bitcoin, again, very, 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 very dire situation that Bitcoin is in right now. I do believe we are on the precipice of a major breakdown. Again, if those conditions are to be met, I will be trading for the downside. So that's where I'm going to leave Bitcoin. I do think it's time for requests. I think we have a couple of new ones today. XELA, no idea what that is. Exela Technologies. Bullish, parabolic uprun, but long term, dog shit. Let me turn this VPVR off. Get my moving averages back. I mean, this has just been bearish for the longest time. We are, we are on the precipice of an uptrend here. That much is confirmed. Are we printing new highs? We're actually rejecting the prior high at the current moment in time, right around the $4.58 region. We'll just call it 460 for easy sake here. We're seeing volatility, expanding to the upside. So this move has definitely got some power in it. I do like the momentum oscillators here. This does tell me that there is potential upside. But what I don't like is that very, very, very long wick to the downside. Right, we got that nice pump to the upside, and then we got major, major, major rejection. Right, that's a fucking bear wick. When the wick to the upside is larger than the candle body, that is very indicative of a sell-off. So it is very, very possible that we could see a top here before some downside price action movement. This chart is so fucking choppy. Let's get some levels put out here. Bango. Back above the blue 377. A pullback to this region here, $3 even, would not be out of the question in my opinion. Seeing a little bit of a top call, maybe some consolidation before running back to the upside. We do see stochastics just bursting. Printing new highs, massively new highs, taking out 1, 2, 3, 4 highs in the past here, going for a 5th and a 6th. There is definitely some momentum in this one. I cannot lie to you about that. RSI, positive slope on the exponential, nice choppy action, finally in control of the bullish zone here. This is all indicative of continuation, but what I want to see is a closure above this region here at $4.60. Let's look for some targets here to the upside if those conditions are met. Here's your low consolidation period. Here's your high consolidation. I mean, that's either right or wrong. Maybe just all three. Right there. Let's get some targets to the upside. Any candle closure above this region here, I'm going to be looking for extension to this region here, right around $5.85, which would be a new confirmed high if we get a candle closure above this region here. That'll be a new high in this structure overall. The overall structure is fucking dog shit, but could this be, long-term trend reversal? Yeah, definitely could be a long-term trend reversal, especially if we're seeing these consolidation ranges taking out to the upside from the past here. I do like the way this is looking. All moving averages are shooting straight up. We got some, somewhat of a bullshit, golden cross. Oh my fucking god! It's a bull cross! Woo! It doesn't mean shit. What that actually tells me is that if this is to confirm as a golden cross here, we can see price action pull all the way into it, right around $2 at some point in the near future. Again, if this is to confirm as a golden cross, it's quite the opposite of a death cross. When you see a death cross, you want to see the bearish price action lay off a little bit, and you want to see price action approach the green death cross. The green 55, the purple 200 death cross, pull into that into those moving averages and then reject. The same applies to a golden cross, right? We see a golden cross, we want to see price action pull into that golden cross, confirm it as support before continuing onwards and upwards for a longer term bull market. We do have a golden cross, that much is confirmed. We need to see a pull at some point, but that does look well and far away. I do believe. Aside from this really nasty wick to the downside, I do have to go and say that we have some upside potential on this one. It's looking very powerful. So just watch those levels, and be very aware. Let's go ahead and move on. Look at the next one here. AHPI. Oh my goodness. Are we gonna get shit? Oh, someone give me a shit. Oh, someone give me a shit. Is this a shit? Please be a shit chart. Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh my god! What the fuck is this? Reversal. Let's put some, holy shit. What a candle. Man, if you had a Allied Healthcare products, man. Okay, if you're asking me to analyze this because you had for some reason bought at $3, congratulations, man. What a fucking move. Technically, dude, this is a breakout. This is clearly a breakout. And a very momentous one at that. We see a huge spike in volume. The volume is so big that it is flatlined all of the past volume, except for like this region in here, right? All this little shit. This is the most volume that this asset has ever seen, ever, in its entire history, ever. Holy shit. It's not that old of an asset to begin with, coming out in 2008. However, it's old enough for me to be comfortable conducting analysis on. So let's go ahead and fucking see. I mean, lots of pumps. I hope this isn't a pump and dump. I really hope that this one's actually looking for like full-blown bullish continuation to the upside. I love the volume. There's so much volume comparatively to this asset right now. RSI fully in the critical zone. Stochastics is a worry. Not really showing you the momentum. Could this be a fake out? Right? Could this be a pump and dump? It's very possible, right? I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying it's very possible that this is just a fucking pump and dump. But the fact that it moved 128% today, your eyeballs start to go, what's really going on, right? What's really happening? What a move. All right, let's stop bullshitting. Let's get some levels going on here, right? Let's do some analysis. I mean, clearly a pullback to this region here, would not be out of the question. All the way back to $8, roughly, give or take, 10 or 15 cents. That much is valid. Expansion is absolutely fucking redlined. Literally, wow. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this, man. It'll be real interesting to see, but the way the candle is, statistically speaking, it speaks continuation. I'm looking for continuation all the way up to that resistance. Let me remove this. All the way up to this resistance here. Once again, at around $11, maybe $12 is going to be the next target, in my opinion. But we need to see some levels taken out first. Obviously, a closure above $10 is going to lead me to believe that a target of $11, $12 is going to be very, very, very valid. Anything above this region likely results in a bull run to new all-time highs. We've basically just taken out this entire most of this entire bear market here for this asset in one fucking day. So either there's something fishy and conspicuous going on, or the bulls are really ready to fucking flip this asset to the upside. Very, very, very powerful move. I'm glad you brought this up. I love seeing shit that I'm not used to seeing, and this is something I'm not used to seeing. Obviously, we've seen like Dogecoin and stuff like that, but from a traditional stock market sense, this is 128% in a day, right? That far surpasses anything AMC's done. Just saying. Just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Just saying. Oh, I'm seeing a little bit of lag on my fucking stream. I wonder what's going on. I hope you're not seeing that in the charts here, but oh well. We'll have to figure that one out later. That's pretty much all I have. Stochastics is the only concern here for me. Obviously rejecting the top side of the bearish control zone, but we did not get nearly the reaction on stochastics that I would have expected from a move like that. 128%. I would have imagined stochastics would have shot straight up, just like the other momentum oscillators did, but we didn't get that. So that is a sign of concern that this could potentially be a little bit of a trap before downside continuation likely results. But I want to see more price action before I make any definitive confirmations for myself on this asset, and maybe I'll come back to this one tomorrow and give it a look. Yeah, let's add that to my watch list here. Oh, what is this one? AHPI. That's insane. That is insane. Absolutely powerful. Let's go ahead and move on. AEHL. Whole bunch of stocks that I've never heard of. Don't tell me that this one did some same shit here. This one looks like dog shit. High volume on the pump up today, obviously. Rejecting the bottom side of the bullish control zone. What does this one look overall? Holy shit. Oh no! It's a fucking turd! No, I'm not looking at any fucking long-term reversals at all whatsoever. This region here is going to be the pivot point, in my opinion, from a weekly perspective. That region right there, $5.80, and we're well and far away from that. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and look at the daily. What do we see? Obvious resistance at that level. Tight consolidation. Yeah, I think it has an opportunity to come back to the upside here. We're closing above all major moving averages at the current moment in time. I don't like this gap down that got bought up. I don't like that reversal style candlestick. Obviously, it played out to the downside, but this candlestick here, this reversal style, got a lot more volume than pretty much anything ever in this asset. Let's take a look. Yeah. Lots of volume. This one's real choppy. I'm actually not comfortable with reading charts that have so many fucking gaps. Definitely doesn't make for clean analysis here, but if I had to guess, I would have to guess that maybe we see a little bit more upside. Maybe test this doji style candlestick here. Any closure above that region, $4.24. I'm going to be looking for extension all the way back up to $5.80. Maybe put a couple more targets in there. Let's go ahead and look for some potential targets. Nice consolidation here. This could be a target, 480, 490. This could be a target right here. A little consolidation range. Yeah, that's pretty all right. Yeah, I would still stand with my thesis. Any closure above $4.20, I'm going to be looking for expansion up to this region here, $4.87. Obviously, that being the stop and reverse point for this asset on this pump up. Obviously, still continuing onwards with expanding volatility. RSI, though, is definitely rejecting the bullish control zone here. I don't like that signal. I want to see it pop back into it for more confluence and confidence. Stochastics, though, still on the rise, back into basically the neutral zone. Yeah, basically testing the neutral zone right now, just a little bit above it. So you know, with a break of this major level, and I am seeing this as a major level, a break of $4.20 with stochastics continuing on past the midpoint and RSI continuing into the bullish control zone, it's going to be a tell that this is ready for another run to the upside. So as far as the downside is concerned, this is so fucking choppy, man. They're so choppy. I hate charts that aren't clean. Put some levels. I'd say anything below 350, and the next target to the downside is going to be this region here at $3.13. Let's see if we got maybe this is a good level. Is that a top? It is a top. Yeah, that's valid. We got to break a resistance. Yeah, upside is definitely warranted in my opinion. The next target being $4.21. Any closure below this region here, $4 and we'll call it $4.85. Any closure below that region, I'll be looking for a pullback all the way to this horizontal here at $3.50, and I'm going to leave that at that. I don't want to get too far into hindsight because I'm not even comfortable with looking at this chart. It is pretty ugly. It is very like gappy and big old girthy, you know, red candles, green candles, and weird odd directions. I mean, the trend is definitely identifiable. The trend is up, and the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. But if you're looking to day trade this, I am looking for a little bit more of an extension. However, I need to be cognitive of that high volume on that reversal style candlestick to the downside. That is indicative of reversal, and it did reverse with a gap open, you know, an open down at $3.38 roughly before pumping all the way back up. So the basis for potential downside price action movements is still there. That's why we need to prepare for both sides of the coin, right? So we'll go ahead and move on. Let's see what's next. WORX. Man, all of these shit charts. Holy crap. Another really bad fucking chart. Not looking for full fucking reversal. Rejecting the blue 377. Next target to the downside is this region here. That's pretty much all I need for right now. I mean, that target has been met, but I'm looking for more continuation to the downside as a result. We do see RSI, though, deep in the bullish control zone, so I do have to come at this with a bullish mindset right now. Stochastics not reacting nearly the way I would expect it to, but momentum is slowly rising. You know, finally breaching out of the top side of the bearish control zone into the neutral zone. The bearish neutral zone, nonetheless, again, that 50 read is what I want to see broken with any upside momentum here. High volume on that downside candle. No, it's not a reversal style. You know, it could just be a pullback after, you know, a huge pump to the upside. What did we reject? This point right here. Rejected this point. Let's look for more points of confluence, right? Here's a good point. Here's a good point. Multiple touches in the past. It's valid. Yeah, I would say full more, you know, a little bit more of a pullback all the way to, you know, roughly 290 would be my next, you know, implication, excuse me, for this to the downside. However, I would love to see a higher low structure based off of this, and if we do get a higher low confirmed off of this support or higher, I'm going to be convinced that, you know, we're going to be looking for, you know, another, you know, bit of a run here. We do have a little bit of an uptrend. But it's nothing that's, you know, too convincing of, you know, long-term reversal. Again, all these moving averages are just so coiled. You know, we got some upside momentum with the moving averages, but, you know, rejecting the blue 377 is very indicative of potential movements to the downside. Obviously, some violence is ensuing. We do see expanding volatility, but we're not near that 100 read yet, so I'm not looking for consolidation. High volume on the upside movement. I think, you know, my general thesis overall is I do think some upside is to be a result of this asset. I mean, 20% in a day, that's a pretty juicy move, to be quite honest with you. And then, you know, 20% up, even with the rejection to the downside, is still pretty damn good. So, you know, bullish nonetheless, but long-term bullish, absolutely not. Not until we actually get some kind of full-blown reversal. Man, that's all the way up here, to be quite honest with you. I mean, maybe I need to be a little more aggressive with it and say maybe 750 could be the reversal point here. That, you know, closures above 750 would be, you know, very convincing of a long-term bull market for this one. But for now, that's kind of how I'm looking at works. Let's go ahead and move on. GSAT, I think we've done this one before. We have. Still within that channel. Still within that channel here. Still, you know, printing higher lows and you know, printing. That's it. That's all we've gotten since the last time I've looked at this. Higher low printed right here. That much is confirmed. No, that's a lower low actually. That's a change of behavior, but you know, we reversed off of that point. That's a stop and reverse. We reversed off of that point, so the bearish perspective has been negated in my opinion. Still riding that red 10 simple. Any closure below this region, well, we got that region. We got a closure below this region. So my next target to the downside is the L21 moving average. Something around $1.62 is going to be the next target to the downside. Any closure below $1.62, I'm going to be looking for the bottom side of this channel to be tested once again, somewhere around $1.45. And quite the opposite, if we can recover back above this region at $1.78 here, I'll be looking for extension to this horizontal resistance here at about $2, which is almost you know, almost a decent enough touch of the top side of that line for the channel here. I don't want to go into bearish or bullish perspectives. We are seeing, you know, momentum oscillator cool down here. We're seeing some cooling action while price action is maintaining structure within that channel. I do like that signal, but we need to see a stop and reverse. We need to see a stop and a reverse before I'm convinced here. Oh, let me crack my back. Holy crap. 45 minutes. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to keep it too complicated. We do see RSI, putting in basically a slightly lower high after this bearish divergence call. We do see the exponential is still negative, so there is a little bit of pressure to the downside, to be quite honest with you. But we reversed off of this point. Seeing a little bit of a sell-off after a nice pump up is not out of the question. Maybe we see price action pump all the way up to this region. That would be out of question. Overall, I'm still just looking for this channel to play out, and I'm not looking for anything critical until the top side of the channel or the bottom side of the channel breaks. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave GSAT. We'll move on. AHT. Oops. Oh my God, bad. Fucking down. Fucking down. Bears have absolute control. RSI deep in the, we're not deep, but deep enough into the bearish control zone. Looking to print new lows here. If we see if we see this region here taken out, it's going to be all fucking bad for real. And we're seeing this move here, and this is what's convincing me that this is just going to be ultimately bearish here. We're seeing expanding volatility off of this breakdown point, right? We're seeing volatility shoot straight up. And again, volatility isn't an indication of direction of movement, but you can still piece together with your volatility the direction of a move when you see expanding volatility on massive selling pressure to the downside. It's telling you that it's expanding to the downside, right? And we got plenty of evidence of that, and still plenty of room to grow for volatility to expand to the upside while price action continues to basically die. This was never bullish. This was never bullish. Slightly bullish, like short-term, medium-term bullish. Yes, this was never long-term bullish. Obviously, we were paying attention to that green 55 here for quite some time, and maybe looking at it, across to the purple 200. That's been completely negated. This I think this asset's shit as of right now, and I do think the next target is going to be $1.85. Any closure below $1.85, we're looking at the return of a bear market with a potential target all the way back down to $1.33. Do I have any upside hope for this? No. Yes, anything can happen. Anything at all can happen. But realistically, from a bullish perspective, not shit until we get back above this top here, $5.30. Until we're back above that region, I'm not going to be bullish on this asset at all whatsoever. This is the pivot point for me. Obviously, if we do see some upside price action, this region here, $2.45 could be a potential target, but this is just straight melting down. All that bullish action to the upside, potentially looking at market reversal, completely got shit on, and this is just absolutely bad. This is definitely bad. If you're holding a loss on this, thinking it's going to be a great long-term investment, again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but this is not a good stock, and it's telling you that today. This is not a good stock to quote-unquote open long positions and hodl for dear life on. It's not. From my perspective, if I was holding this, I would have gotten the fuck out a long time ago. I would have actually gotten out probably somewhere around this region here, on the third day after the blow off top. definitely meeting resistance and just following straight through. All these moving averages are going back down. Price action's coming back down. RSI deep in the bearish control zone. Exponential is extremely negative. Stochastics coiling deep in the bearish critical zone, printing new lows, taking out basically. This is very low. This is a very, very, very low. I do think the bears have control of this, and I do not think that this is bullish at all whatsoever. I'm actually going to be looking for downside. If we do happen to close above this horizontal resistance here at $2.65, my next target is going to be the white 200 simple, but likely that results in extreme, massive rejection. To be quite honest with you, again, this is your new trend. Trend is to the downside, and we're seeing that on extreme volume, right? We're seeing that on a really high volume, so it's definitely validated that this is fucking bearish and not looking too hot. That's it for AHT. Sorry, Corey, if you're looking for bullish perspective on AHT, I do not have any to give you. TMBR. Timber! Consolidation down. It's bearish, to be quite honest with you, but it's not like violently bearish. Low volatility is indicative of the consolidation phase here. We're not really seeing any expansion. We're seeing a test of the red 10 simple moving average at the current moment in time. Any closure above the red 10 simple, or I just say yellow 21 to make it more conservative. Any closure above the yellow 21, I will look for extension all the way up to the green 55 or the top side of this box region at $1.27, maybe $1.30, maybe a little bit of a stab higher to the white 200 simple wouldn't be out of the question here. However, continuing to reject these moving averages leads me to believe that we're going to be looking for new lows all the way down to $1. And anything below $1, I'm going to be looking for full-blown pullback. Full-blown bearish reversal all the way to 88 cents first, and the overall final target being 71 cents. Anything below 71 cents, this motherfucker is going to zero. Again, not a good chart. Another chart that's dog shit. Something I would never trade. You don't have to trade these stocks, man. You don't have to trade them. All they're going to bring you is pain and heartache and dissatisfaction of never seeing actual fucking profits. Stop trading this bullshit asset. Obviously, not a good asset. Not exciting. It's a penny stock. That's very, very true. Anything below $5 is a penny stock. I have no faith at all whatsoever for anything in penny stock realm here. So as far as this one's concerned, those are the two levels that I'm looking at. Momentum oscillators, definitely not the friend here. Definitely in the neutral bearish zone here, so the bears do have control. Stochastics in the bearish control zone. Looking for a little cross up, but again, any kind of momentous move to the upside likely gets heavily rejected to the downside. So that's where I'm going to leave that one. Timber here. Not looking good, man. Not looking good. WBA, I have a feeling all of these stocks aren't going to be looking good. Walgreens. Oh, yeah, reversal. There's your reversal. Let's go ahead and lay out these points. Boom. Boom. What else? Boom. That's not a good move, man. High volume on that trend of reversal is indicative of more downside price action. We're seeing a little bit of a pity bounce off the white 200 simple, but in my opinion, fuck. But in my opinion, while I'm choking on nothing, but in my opinion, this one goes much lower. Volatility is expanding to the upside while price action is capitulating to the downside. High volume on the capitulation to the downside, obviously having something to do with earnings. Earnings were positive and price action died. Why do I keep doing that? But nonetheless, the technicals are telling me that this is just a fucking pity bounce. Any closure below this region here at 46.75, I'm going to be looking for more capitulation to the downside all the way to this level first, which would be around the 43.35 region. Below all major moving averages, very indicative of a bear market. But again, this was never bullish to fucking begin with. Having some short-term bullish action, yes. Long-term bullish, no, not at all. This one's actually looking more and more like dog shit as the days go by. Yeah, we could, in theory, bounce off the white 200 simple and continue onwards and upwards. Again, this stuff, it's an art. Technical analysis is an art, but this consolidation phase, obviously a distribution phase, and it distributed. So I'm going to be looking for more distribution on this one, unless, at the very least, we get a closure back above $51. Any closure back above $51, then yes, I will start marking off other targets to the upside. This one being the first, right around 52.75. But the momentum oscillators do not tell you the truth, or do not tell you a bullish truth here. Actually seeing that negatively sloped exponential act as resistance multiple times during that consolidation phase here. Finally, before breaking back down into the bullish or bearish control zone. I'm so used to saying bullish, man. So used to looking at so many bullish markets. But looking at RSI deep in the bearish control zone, looking at rejection of that negatively sloped exponential. All signs point to more down, man. Hate to tell you that, but that's my disposition on this one. CRO, likely the same. I don't even know what the fuck this. I can't read this. What the fuck is this? Are you trading this? Are you trading this? If you are, why? Why? All right, so here's why I'm not going to do an analysis on this. Because these aren't candles. This is hardly trading. When you don't see candle bodies, all these little specks, right? All these little dots. One candle. Dot, 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 dot. I can't analyze this. I literally can't conduct an analysis on this, but it's definitely down, and maybe I just go based off of fuck. Jesus Christ, man. It's definitely a reversal, but this is so choppy and so ugly that I'll try. It's like, dude, I can't even find support or resistance. The fuck? What is this? What is this? How do? What? Can you believe this? Can you believe this guy? What the fuck? Alright, down. That's my disposition. Obviously, candles are closing below all major moving averages here. Volatility is expanding on the downside momentum. Stochastics deep in the bearish critical zone. RSI playing around with the top side of the bearish control zone. Multiple rejections of the negatively sloped exponential. This isn't even comfortable to look at, to be quite honest with you. No, I don't have faith in this. I don't have faith in this asset at all. I do not think it's bullish. It did have an uptrend going, but it looks like it doesn't even have liquidity. It doesn't even look like it has fun doing it. All these dots aren't even candle bodies. Like, how do you make trades without candle bodies? I can't analyze without full candle bodies. First target is going to be this region here. 22 cents, 22.5 cents is going to be a first target to the downside. I'm sorry, dude. I can't go any further than that on this one. I cannot analyze this. I need candle bodies, man. I'm a visual creature. I can't go off of dots. I hate to tell you that, but if you're trading this asset, it's probably not fucking fun for you. Your trades probably execute at places you don't want them to execute. It probably takes forever to get in and get out. Stop losses are probably static as shit. I can't do it, man. We're moving on. Archon. Let's look at Archon. Something with candles, please. Holy, yeah, reversal. This is coming down. This is definitely coming down. I don't need to do too much too much analysis on this one to say that this is going to be the next target to the downside. Obviously rejecting the white 200 simple here, closing below all major moving averages, a clear sign of reversal here. Now maybe it plays out as a long-term macro low. We do see stochastics bouncing outside of the bearish critical zone here, but we're still seeing, you know, consolidation, right? We're still seeing a little bit of consolidation and still many rejections of that white 200 simple. So the downside is my general disposition here. Stochastic, or excuse me, RSI, just beating around the bush here in the bearish control zone here, not really looking to escape it anytime soon, unless we close candles back above that white 200 simple. With a closure above the white 200 simple, my next target to the upside would be somewhere around this region, $4.45, but that likely gets rejected. Actually, we're currently messing around with this resistance here, which is perfectly aligned with the red 10 simple, right about 388. We're messing around with that resistance. So a break back into this leads me to believe that we could see some consolidation. Obviously, volatility is crushed, but it did expand greatly on that downside move. So consolidation could definitely be a result here. But at the end of the day, multiple candles below the white 200 simple, massive reversal. I'm going to be looking for much lower downside targets here. Any closure below $3.40, I'm going to be looking for the next move to the downside, which is all the way down here at $2.11. This one does not look healthy. This one does not look happy. It is most definitely not the picture of health and fitness. I mean, long term though, let's look at the weekly. Change of behavior, pullback. Nah, I think it's topped. I think it's topped out. I think we see some more downside price action. That's huge. That's a huge reversal. Yeah, that's a huge reversal. I wouldn't be trading this. Monthly looks real fucking bad, like real ultra bad. But we do have the potential to see a monthly high or low printed, right? And that would be long-term bullish. Long-term, right? Not the daily, not the weekly. This is the monthly chart. 6 month looks bad as fuck. Looks shit. We're not even gonna look at that. We're gonna stick with the analysis on the daily. But for now on the daily, yeah, consolidation maybe a little bit further down is kind of my disposition on this one. Archon looks really bad. There's a lot of bad stocks in here, you guys. I mean, unless you shorted. If you shorted that, holy fucking cow, what a move. Unicisive Therapeutics. I can't do it. There's no analysis on this. Someone said something about a cup and handle, but 10 minute cup and handles don't fucking mean shit. I mean, the volume signature is, I think, a little off for a cup and handle as well. And we look. This is a 10 minute. Look at the friggin' RSI on a 10 minute. Here's your low. There's your low. Yeah, I can't conduct analysis on this, man. I do apologize. I like, this is an example of where I literally, even if you put a gun to my head, I literally can't. I can't do it. I do apologize for that, but at the same time, I don't, because I say it in the streams all the time. I need price action history to conduct price action analysis, and this only has 24 hours of price history. So give it about, I don't know, 6 months, and then we'll come back to it. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for the stream, you guys. If you guys like the stream, you guys like the content, you hate the content, you want to, you know, roast my analysis abilities or whatever, come join the channel. If you like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. We have content coming every day. Again, I'm still working on different ideas for more instructional videos and my nuanced interpretation of different indicators and different market dynamics. Again, the more I learn, the more I'm going to want to spread the knowledge. So again, come into the channel, join the channel, watch the YouTube videos, hit that little bell, hit the like button. Anything you guys do at the end of the day helps the YouTube algorithm, and it helps the channel grow. And it's vastly appreciated. And at some point when we do, hit that, the road to 1K milestone, we're gonna be, coming up with different ideas for like merchandise and, fun things that we can get the page involved with. So that's it for today. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate the support. The love is very, very, very felt. I don't think I've said that in a long time, but I really do appreciate everybody that's here and everybody that's putting in a little bit of effort into attempting to change their financial lifestyle. Congratulations. We're all in the same boat together. So thank you guys for being here again. And until next time,